everybody. How's it going, everybody? My name's Mac Vlog E13, and this is the Startup Mac Vlog. Hold on, let's try this again. We're gonna keep rolling because I finally figured out how to edit on YouTube, so I can just go back and edit this later. All right, we'll cut this stuff out. Let's try this again. Now I'm smiling extra hard. Okay, I'm good. How's it going, everybody? My name is Mac Vlog E13, aka Mac, and this is the Startup Mac Vlog. This is our 13th episode, and I'm here with my co-host, the brilliant, wonderful, and talented, and always laughing.
Oh my gosh. Hey everyone, it's Alegado. I blame you, Mac.
She blames me for keep laughing like I had anything to do with it.
Everything.
So we're continuing on our recent series about so you got into an accelerator. This is part 3. What you do on your 3rd and final month and the big day, that big demo day, you know, the day you've been working up for these 3 or 6 months or a year, depending on the program. So, and also in this wonderful vlog, I have a special announcement. At some point in the vlog, I'll make a special announcement to all of you folks, the ones who have been here supporting, watching my videos, and it'll help you better understand, you know, why I do what I do in the videos I chose. So, getting started, the 3rd month of Accelerator.
Story time. I really want the stories because you've been to 2 accelerators, meaning that you've had 2 demos.
2 demo days, yes, story time. So, Accelerate Baltimore, my first accelerator, wasn't as intense as the New Me accelerator, the accelerator I did in San Francisco. They were kind of night and day intensity-wise. The one here in Baltimore, it wasn't like every day you had to be in the office. You just had to give your updates, your weekly updates. It had to be there for, you know, the speaker series. The one in San Francisco, we were in the office all day, every day, working, grinding. As far as the 3rd month, you know, the 3rd month is pretty much trying to get as much out of your product as possible. Try to get like every last little teeny bit of traction you possibly can, so that you can put those numbers down and have them ready for when you go do your pitch on demo day. And so, my first demo day, we actually just relaunched our product. We didn't really have any traction, but I had a really good pitch. I spent a lot of time working on my pitch. I've been working on my pitch for months. Like, I've been working on my pitch before I even got to the accelerator. So I've been working on crafting and figuring it out. And I have to say, those moments leading up, those days leading up to demo day, the closer you get to it, the more stress and anxiety builds. Especially when you want to spend more time working on your product and building your product, and you realize you need to spend more time working on your deck. Like, you need to put a lot of time to make yourself have a good deck. Like, having a good deck is critical. Like, having a good pitch is a must, but also having a good quality deck is important too. And me being a developer by trade means I'm not a designer, so I'm actually personally not good at the creative and side of things and making things look pretty. So that was always a struggle for me. You know, here I am trying to build this deck and put this pitch together, have it all flow and fit into the time constraints that I have, while my 2 co-founders are busy grinding away on a product. And I'll never forget the day before demo day, for the first time, I just had the pre-game jitters. You know, I had those pre-game jitters. Like, I was nervous. You know, I was going over my pitch so many times. Like, you get to the point where you do your pitch probably 20 times a day in front of a mirror, just going over and over and over and over it. So I had the pitch down. I knew what I was going to do. We had did our dry run already, but I was just so nervous. And I'll never forget the day of, I invited a bunch of my friends, a bunch of people going to be in the room, a bunch of really important investors were there. And I remember they were taking photos in our co-working space, the Emerging Technology Center here in Baltimore, the ETC. They're taking photos of me and the team, and I'm sweating profusely, like I can't calm down. Now I remember my co-founder coming over to me saying, "Man, this is stressful. Glad this will be over with. Good going, Mac." And I just remember thinking to myself, "You bastard, you didn't even do anything. Like you've been coding all day. I'm the one laboring over this. I'm the one who's got to get in front of these people and pitch. You just get to sit there and watch." He was like, "Yeah, I got the easy job this time." I just remember being so mad. But that made me laugh and helped me lighten up and got me in the right mode to go do what I had to do. That was the first time. The second time was easier just because I'd already been through it. You know, I knew my pitch, it had changed quite a bit. I had a better deck. It was a shorter pitch. It was more concise to the point. We had a little bit of traction to show. And I was just ready my second one in San Francisco. I still got stress leading up to it because, you had a whole new deck. We had rebranded ourselves, so a new approach to some things. But the day of, I was just ready to go. And depending on the accelerator you go to, sometimes you have to do your demo day twice. You have 2 pitches, one in the morning, one in the evening. It all depends. Some just do 1, some do 2. It all depends. Baltimore, the one in Accelerate Baltimore, we just had 1. The one in New Me Accelerator, we had 2. One in the morning for investors that was closed, and one in the evening that was open to the public. But yeah, the days leading up and the day of are very, very stressful, filled with anxiety, and it's a weird time because it's almost like when you go through the experience of trying to raise money and going to pitching to investors, like directly going to investors off of the pitching, you spend so much time working on your pitch and trying to meet with investors and setting up meetings that you lose out on building on your product. And it's kind of the same thing. Like you're spending so much time getting ready for demo day. You might be putting like a product demo together. You're trying to put a booth together, have all the literature you want to have, your banners. I know in San Francisco we actually rented a TV. We rented like this 40-some inch flat screen TV, and we had our signage on it. So as soon as people walked out of the demo day area and walked into the area where all the product demos were, the first thing you saw was this big TV with our sign telling you about giving. Spent a lot of time getting all the logistics down, making sure we had a van to move everything. Like, there's a lot of things that are involved in it. And so you have to make sure you get that all set up, the week of or a week or 2 in advance. And that takes away from, what you went there to work on the product. And the whole time while you're getting ready for demo day, you still have your advisors and mentors. And that last month, you start to talk to more investors just because you're getting ready for the program to end. So you want to kind of position yourself to start having investor meetings. And you're trying to make that balance, getting ready for demo day versus working on your product and still focusing on your business. And it's kind of a dance. It's a dance that you have to handle. But yeah, that's the 3rd month. And really, a thing for everybody to remember and to think about is demo day is almost like an interview. Your pitch is an interview. So demo day, demo day is like your resume. That's what I want to say. Demo day is you putting your resume and showing it to the world. So the goal of demo day is for you to show your resume in the form of a pitch to everybody, and to have a couple investors come up to you afterwards and give you their card and say, "Hey, contact me." And that night, you go home and you write them an email and try to set up a meeting as soon as possible. That's the way that works. You don't wait. You go home the same night, or while you're there, you get on your laptop and you put your email together, thank them for coming, thank them for your support and their kind words, and tell them, "Hey, I'm going to be in the area for X amount more days. Would love to set up a meeting on these 2-3 days. These are the time slots I have. Let me know if any of these work for you. If not, we can kind of try to schedule one." Like, that's the purpose. That's what you're there for. That was like the whole purpose of you going to the accelerator, getting everything together, was so that you will learn to build a great product and so that you can get in touch with these investors. So take advantage of that.
So I'm going to revert back a little in terms of the actual demo portion of it. You went to 2 different ones. What was like the biggest difference between the 2?
The biggest difference was the length of the pitch and also the location. So, when I did the one at Accelerate Baltimore, it was in our co-working space where we worked out of, and there was I'd say about 80 people in the room. When I did maybe 100, maybe about 100 people in the room. When I did the one in San Francisco, it was at Google Ventures in Menlo Park. And there was about 150 people in each of the events. We had a one in the morning and one in the evening. And the one in the morning, it was a room full of who's who in investments in, the San Francisco, California area. Like, every big name VC was there. The stakes felt higher, but I was actually more calm. I was like ready for that pitch. I was so ready for that pitch that the clicker I had, I wasn't clicking it hard enough as I was doing my pitch. And like, I was about 4 slides in, and somebody said, "Mac, your slides. Because I wasn't looking at the screen. I just know my pitch, so I don't even need to look at my screen to know when to click. And so I looked back, I was like, oh, I'm still on the first slide. So I put the clicker down, I was like, we're having technical difficulties, don't worry about it. I just went to the laptop and started clicking, the arrow button with my finger, and people were, and jokes I was telling were supposed to coincide with the slides. And so people didn't see the slides when I told the jokes. So now I'm going through the slides. People were catching up with the jokes and laughing a second time, even harder. It was great, and I just kept going, and it was a wonderful thing. And that's a comment I'll make now too on the pitch about if you mess up or if you stumble, don't let it break you, don't let it stop you. So the fact that my slides weren't moving, that wasn't a big deal. That was easy recovery. There was a guy for another team who, when he went to go do his pitch, he went to go introduce himself, and he kept messing up his introduction. He messed up his introduction like 4 or 5 times, really badly. Like, he couldn't get his name right, he couldn't get the product name right. It was like everybody was sitting there, and we started to get worried, like, oh no, he's too nervous. What's going to happen? But once he got himself calm, he started going through his demo. First of all, he had his pitch down, he was ready for the pitch. But he used those mistakes to his advantage and turned them into jokes. So, when he goes to the slide, he's like, and here's the name of our company, transfer. Like, of course, you already know this. We've gone over this 10 times, so don't worry about it. Kept it moving, and it brought an entertainment factor to it. And that's a lot of part of what the pitch is entertainment. Like, doing a pitch is like storytelling, If you ever hear, like, I've heard actual entrepreneurs who have raised large sums of money tell me that taking an acting class for your pitch is not a bad idea. Like, you want to be able to deliver the pitch. Now, the thing that's important, the meat and the potatoes of your pitch, is the actual facts and numbers and what's important. But you also have to be able to deliver that. And the better you can deliver that, and the better you can keep everybody focused on you, and to really grab everybody's attention, the better off you are. That's why I usually tell people, when you begin your pitch, the first thing you do typically is you tell the problem you're solving. Try to find a way to tell the problem you're solving in a story. Because people get drawn into stories. People can relate to a story. A great example, so an example from my pitch, my first pitch, I told a story. And the story was everybody in the rooms had an experience where they've gotten a gift that they hated, or they gave somebody a gift and they didn't know if that person really liked the gift. Just like my mentor over here, who gave his wife that green velour jumpsuit a couple years for Christmas. I bet it looked really good in the store, but it didn't work out so well when he got home. Everybody could laugh. Everybody could understand that story. Every man in the room has felt that pain of trying to buy their significant other an item and they weren't sure if they liked it or not. And every woman in the room had the same experience. Like, that's a commonality experience, and that's a story everybody get behind. When I pitched the second time, I changed it up a little bit and I made it more interactive. So I still had the story part in there, but I asked everybody to raise their hands, which is a dangerous thing. When you're doing a pitch, never ask the crowd to raise their hands in response to a question unless you know people in the crowd are going to raise their hands. Because you don't ever want to say, everybody raise your hands if you've ever experienced this, and nobody raises their hands. Then it just becomes really awkward. And you're just standing there like, as we move on. But for me, it was like, everybody in the room who's ever received a gift they didn't like, please raise your hand. Everybody in the room who's ever given a gift and they weren't sure that people liked it, please raise your hand. Everybody unequivocally has gone through this experience. So that was an easy one. Everybody in the room was going to raise their hand. Like, of course, just like this pink teddy bear my mom got me a few years. Now, no, my mom never got me a pink teddy bear for Christmas, but it added a story feel that everybody can understand. Everybody resonated. It got a laugh out of the crowd, and now all their focus on me. I've now commanded the attention of the stage and of what's going on, and everybody's waiting to hear what I'm gonna say next. Because now they're interested, and that's a big part of it. That showmanship, and that's one thing. Thank goodness I came equipped with. Like, that was just a natural talent for me. I was able to command the stage, which is also how I ended up being CEO of my company because I don't mind talking to people. But if you don't have that, don't worry about it. Just practice, practice, practice. You can get it. It takes some time, but don't just go off saying, "Oh, I can't do this." Take your time, know your pitch inside and out, and the more times you do it, try little things here and there to your pitch, and you'll notice people's reactions. And that's how you build your pitch and make it better over time. That's how I ended up adding the raise your hand thing. It was just something I tried as I was doing my pitch and showing it to more people. I could gauge people's reactions. And the things that I got good reaction on, I remembered, and I went back and added it. And the pitch gets better over time. I know I spent a lot of time on the pitch just now.
Well, I don't want to get very specific in the pitch, but how many times did you practice your pitch before the actual demo days?
You should be practicing your pitch every single day.
Is that what you did?
I pitched about once or twice a day. Yeah, I pitched. And it doesn't necessarily mean like in the demo day format. It's like in a meeting when you're talking to somebody, you're telling them about your product, you go into your pitch. And it should be a very similar pitch to what you're going to do demo day. Like, it might not be the full version, but you go into the same thing. And when people ask you certain questions, you go into the part of your pitch and pull it out. So it's almost like every day you're pitching. But once we got close to demo day, I would say the last 2 weeks, I pitched 3 or 4 times a day on like a full setting.
Was that to yourself, or did you like call up friends and family at random?
Oh no, this was to other people in the program, to the advisors in the program, to mentors. This is me with the projector and the clicker and going through the full range of motion. Pitching to myself, I pitched to myself hundreds of times in the mirror. When I was in the shower, usually when you're in the shower, you go ahead and sing. Well, when you're pitching, when you're in the shower, you go over your pitch. It's the same deal. So you're just doing the pitch over and over and over in front of the mirror, in the shower, when you're walking down the street, when you're in the cab. You're just trying to commit that to memory so well that it's just second nature. It just comes. It just comes. Like, to the point where I could probably do both of my pitches from my first 2 demo days right now. Like, if I really sat here and gave myself a second, I could probably be able to pull them out just because I did them so much. And that's what you need to do. You need to drill in your head. Some accelerators actually make you do your pitch every day. Like, from the first day of the program to demo day, every single day, they make you do your pitch in front of everybody. Every day. And you'll get to the point where you hate doing your pitch, you won't want to do it, you're tired of doing it, but you're going to be good at it. And that's all that they care about, is that you're going to be good at it in the end. So, yeah.
And you were just naturally great at it.
No. Not naturally great at it. I was able to command the stage, but still have stage fright, I put on Eminem Lose Yourself before I go on stage and do my thing, Get myself in the right frame of mind. Try to feel like I'm LeBron James about to go out there and play, for the NBA Finals or something. Same kind of deal.
Same deal. Same. Well, I know that I have a bunch of questions regarding to how a pitch deck would look like, or the way that a pitch would actually be best structured. But how about we do that in another episode?
I think so.
Because I feel as if it might be a little long. Okay.
Yes, the construction of a pitch and how to put a good pitch together, the difference between a demo day pitch, an investor pitch, and a consumer pitch, they're all different. We can go into those, in another video. One thing I will say is that, on your demo day, or for your last month in your accelerator, a lot of it's going to be focused on your pitch, but it's also going to be focused on getting ready for investors and, trying to have your product in the most stable well-used, well-reviewed position that you can be in. You want to go in saying you've had so many customers use it, you've had so much feedback, you've made changes based on that feedback. You know, you want to have everything solid. Like there's no more change, there's no more time for significant changes. Like if you have significant changes you want to make, unless you have the ability to get them done in time, I would say don't risk it. You know, get through your demo day, present what you're going to present, get those meetings with those investors, and when you get to those meetings, you can mention the fact that these are the next steps that you're taking, and this is why. And you know that can be an advantage. But you know you want to be as solid as you are on your product and your team and everything that you're going into demo day with. And you want to make sure you're doing everything your program requires, because not everybody pitches on demo day. You know, most accelerators have requirements that you have to accomplish for you to pitch. And you don't want to go to one of these programs, leave your family, be gone for 3 months, work your tail off just for somebody to tell you you can't pitch on demo day because you didn't do what you were supposed to do while you were in the program.
That's no fun.
No. So yeah, that's the third month. That's the final month, the last bit of all the stress. And the day after demo day, whew, like after demo day, everybody was so anxious and stressed out. You're just tired. You're wiped out. But the next day or that weekend, yeah, it's time to party. It's time to celebrate. Go have a good time. Yeah, had a good time after demo day. You and all your friends.
I bet.
Yeah, because you and your cohort are friends now. So y'all all get together. Y'all go out. You get to share war stories. You get to tell each other how great y'all did on demo day. It's a good time. It's a good time.
So if that's a good time, and you guys were all excited because you got it over with, what's your upcoming excitement? Because I'm really excited for it.
What's my upcoming excitement? So yes. I have a big announcement, everybody. You know, we've been doing this series on how to get into an accelerator and what it means. And yes, I've been through 2 accelerators already for my first project, which has been great experiences. And as I've started my new project, Redberry, with 3 R's, I decided that I was going to go into another accelerator. And maybe one day I'll tell the story of how it all happened. But my team and I were recently accepted into Dream Adventures in Philadelphia. So I'll be moving to Philly for 3 months to go pursue my 3rd accelerator with a new venture and try to make Redberry the best e-commerce mobile platform there is in the world. That's pretty much what it is.
Third time's a charm.
3rd time's a charm, yes.
Yes.
You know, it's going to be rough going through another accelerator after going through 2, you know. But your company will never have the same kind of spotlight it has on it like it does going through an accelerator. And honestly, when I started this project, I never even considered going into an accelerator. But certain events happened, and this is where we are. So I'm excited. My team's excited. I only have about 2 weeks left to go. And yeah, maybe one day in another video I'll tell the story of Dream Adventures and how that all came to pass.
Wow! That is going to be exciting. Next 3 months.
The next 3 months will be exciting.
I'm excited for you. It's a new team.
It's a new team, new product, new adventure, new everything. So we'll see how it goes, everybody. I'll make sure to give you updates and let you know when demo day is coming. And you know, I might even reach out to some of you guys and give you my pitch ahead of time, get some feedback.
We'll just have a pitch right here.
Yes, we'll have a pitch right here. Well, I think that's it for this episode of the Startup Mac Vlog. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next week, everybody.
See you guys.